or 4-belt era, and you became the second undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only one champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means the most?
And all of it.
I'm glad that he's confident. I like it. I like the confidence, but he's talking too much. You know, he gonna get his.
Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis had just met for the first time, but their conversation turned tense almost instantly. What started as a calm sit-down quickly escalated into a verbal clash that stunned the boxing world. Even though both men are champions from different generations, it was clear there was no respect being handed out. Crawford didn't smile once. Instead, he fired back, calling Ennis part of a new wave that talks more than it fights. Ennis didn't back down either, calling Crawford the old guard who's afraid to pass the torch. The cameras caught every second of the heated exchange, and the internet exploded. Within minutes, Twitter, podcasts, and boxing forums went wild. Was this the next big super fight? Because make no mistake, this wasn't a friendly chat. This was the king of the sport facing off against the man determined to take his crown.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And not even, and honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that. And not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Jaron Ennis sat beside Crawford, young, confident, undefeated, and full of conviction that he wasn't just next in line, but ready to take over now.
Boots Ennis is in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, oh, boost, until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for,
Months since Boots first called Crawford's name. He's not disrespectful, but he's hungry. Dangerously hungry. Put 2 predators in one room with cameras rolling, and sparks are bound to fly. For the most part, Crawford stayed calm. Ennis had been in big interviews before, but this time you could tell he came to make a statement. Canelo lost to you, he said. Respect. But I'm not them. I'm coming for that crown. Crawford's expression said it all. No fear, just focus. That cold old-school Omaha look returned. But this wasn't a story about an aging lion being hunted by a young cub, because Crawford doesn't feel old. He feels sharper than ever.
World class. What does he mean?
He said world-class fighder. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he said he wanted to move up in competition to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So yeah, he definitely did say that too. Exactly. Yeah.
We're defeating Israel Madrimov, Errol Spence Jr., and even Canelo Alvarez, who was 2 weight classes above him. Crawford's record looks untouchable. He became the first fighter in history to remain undefeated across 3 weight divisions. 42 fights, 42 wins, 0 losses. That's not just greatness. That's legacy defined. An interview, but now things are heating up. Jaron Ennis is being molded into boxing's next pound-for-pound superstar. At just 27 years old, he boasts a 34-0 record with 30 knockouts. power, precision, and youth all in one pack.
Fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did.
Yeah.
See? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So like,
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money, do your thing, but don't be.
Even promoter Eddie Hearn couldn't help but praise him. When it comes to weight, Boots is the best, Hearn said. Not in 3 years, in 1. Ennis carries that signature Philly-style aggression, fast, explosive, and fearless. He's dominated at 147 lbs and looks even stronger at 150. Some say he could climb to middleweight soon, maybe beyond. Sound familiar? It should. Crawford did the exact same thing. It's almost like looking into a mirror, the younger version trying to break the reflection, while the original still stands strong with years of experience on his side.
Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
What made their face-off so captivating wasn't the trash talk. It was the subtle respect wrapped in tension. Ennis didn't call Crawford old. He called him great, but made it clear that greatness must be tested. Bud, he said, I'm following your path. You beat Spence, Madrimov, and Canelo. I'm moving up to face you next. And he's not wrong. Ennis is practically tracing Crawford's footsteps, division by division. He conquered welterweight, now aims for super welterweight, and middleweight might be next. If he collects the belts, a showdown with Crawford becomes inevitable. Philly legend Danny Garcia even called it a stylistic dream match. But the risk for Crawford is obvious, facing a young, hungry fighter trying to outdo everything you've already done.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Obviously, we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
When Crawford heard that, his eyes lit up. He's been here before. He's faced young lions like Canelo and Spence and beat them all. As soon as the interview ended, the boxing world went into overdrive. Some fans crowned Ennis the future face of boxing. Others said he hasn't yet earned the right to breathe Crawford's air.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. He might not be lying. That might be the biggest fight.
Hearn doubled down on his prediction. After beating Crawford, Usyk, and Inoue, Ennis could become the pound-for-pound king by the end of 2026. That's not hype. It's belief based on raw ability, blistering speed, and knockout power.
And, obviously we're here in Philadelphia, Boots Ennis, Eddie, a couple other people, called Boots the natural successor to Terence Crawford, and obviously I know your relationship with him. Do you feel that high on Boots as well, or?
Hell yeah, I think Boots a hell of a fighter. I don't know about the natural sensation, whatever that is to Terence Crawford. I think Boots is his own fighter, Terence is his own fighter, but I think they both hell of a fighters. I've been around Boots for years, and he's the truth.
And last one for me, I'll let you go. Obviously, everyone's talking about a potential fight, you and Teofimo. Is there any updates to that? I mean, is that something that you are looking towards?
Yeah, that's the fight I want. So, ain't no updates. I don't speak business until the deal is done. So, nothing to talk about.
Crawford's camp, however, isn't impressed. His longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, has already made it clear Crawford won't drop down to 150 lbs for anyone. If they want him, he said, they'll have to come up and earn it.
And I don't mean it disrespectfully when I say they just don't beat Jaron Ennis. In fact, that style is absolutely tailor-made for Boots. Virgil Ortiz. We sat in a room, me, Oscar de la Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the top DAZN execs in America. We talked about how a deal would work with those two fighters, and we agreed on a deal. We went away, we signed a new deal with Boots. Part of that deal within the contract was the deal that we agreed with Golden Boy and DAZN to fight Virgil Ortiz. Boots signed it. Now, we didn't hear anything back. We told them we're going to fight in October. They said they're going to fight in November, and we haven't heard anything back. On Tuesday, Eric Gomez called me and he said, look, I just wanted to let you know we're fighting Lubin. After that, we want to get the Boots fight made. I said, well, we're in. I don't, you know, so I take their word for it, and I truly believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make great fights. But that fight is done on our side, on all the terms that we agreed with Golden Boy. That fight for me, although it doesn't carry an official world championship, which is what we want at 54, is one of the best fights in boxing.